Hi, I'm the Tale Weaver Omar, and DM here at A Tale of D20's Network.
Hi, I'm Zektown, and I am the DM here at A Tale of D20's Network.
Zek, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the drama-fueled, anime-inspired fantasy epic Descent into the Void, right?
Yes, but Omar, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the comedy-riddled, trope-smashing fantasy epic The Natural Ones.
I guess both of them are perfect shows for a tabletop podcasting network.
It's a good thing that people can find us at ataleofd20s.com then.
Yeah, you can also find us on Twitter at A Tale of D20s. That's at ATALEOFD20S, A Tale of D20s.
And you can find each show on Twitter at The Nat Ones Cast, at THENAT1SCAST, The Nat Ones Cast, or Descent Void at DESCENTVOID, Descent Void on Twitter.
So, if you want thrilling drama,
or a side-splitting comedy, A Tale of D20s has you covered.
Welcome back, everybody. So let's remove the bookmark and continue our story. So, Liberators, you have awoken from your slumber into the early morning. Waking up, you look outside and you see that even though it was late last night, you saw lots of people still flying up about and it was very busy. Now, it's as if the skies are packed with people flying about, but everyone's being very organized and orderly. So traffic is not stopped up, it's just continuing. But there are lots of people on the ground moving, as well as mostly flying up in the sky, all wearing wizard's clothes and mage cloaks and so on and so forth. You're waking up this sight to cleanse yourselves and prepare, get dressed, and prepare yourself for the day. So what would you like to do?
So, when we get up, Minako she didn't sleep so well, and so she kind of gets up and looks out the window and sees that it's very, bustling with activity. She sets out drawing a symbol on the ground and so using a small bag of sand she has with her, and we'll light up a candle, and then we'll take out that fist-sized ruby that she got earlier, that Horatio gave her, and she puts it in the middle of the circle, and then we'll begin to chant, open up a dome around the circle that she was in, casting Leoman's tiny hut again, but being inside the tiny hut inside the room. She will cast Infernal Calling, attempting to summon forth an infernal servitor.
Okay.
Whispering that she serves the darkness, and to that end, send for her an eternal friend.
Okay, so you go ahead and place down the ruby. Is the ruby consumed?
It is not.
Okay, so you place down the catalyst as the energy begins to coalesce into it and it begins to glow a bright red hue. Everything around you begins to fade into darkness and shadows, except for just the circle that you've created begins to glow as well, seemingly reacting with the ruby, burning all the other reagents together. As it does, you see pulling itself from the circle is just a fleshy hand pulling itself up until it slowly begins to rip out of the ground and turn to this fleshy blob until it begins to solidify, becoming a small imp-like creature. This creature at first is naked, but as it stands about a couple feet tall and looks up at you with its bleeding out of his wounds and things that are slowly starting to heal up, being summoned into this plane, the clothes turn onto it and becomes more suit-like, black and white with a tie. A small little hat appears on top of his head as afterwards you hear him go, and his voice changes from getting like scraggly and more devilish to a deeper, more pronounced voice.
I have been summoned. What have you brought me here for, and how may I serve?
You see, I require a servant in a long-term contract. I have many small requests I need done. Hidden things, small tasks. Would you be apt to serve me in this regard?
Why would I want to serve you?
Because I serve the Burning Hand.
And he looks at you and takes a step back a little bit, and he had this kind of pompous look on his face and a turn to fear. And as you say that, the burning sensation on your arm starts up again, and it's sort of in a similar fashion. Appearing in front of you is another, but a taller devil that you know to be the Burning Hand, as his image comes into fruition, and he's wearing a red suit, with a red and black striped suit, and stands.
You're here.
He looks on over to the devil that appeared. My beloved, I see you have come for aid, and called upon one of the lesser minions of my domain. Listen, imp, follow my beloved. Do as she says, unless you want me to true destruction. And he goes, no, not at all, sir. I humbly give myself to servitude. And he poofs into his hands a black scroll with wording written in ink, in blood, I should say, and poofing in front of his hands is a quill, and he plucks his finger and signs the line, and he hands it over to you. After you, my lady, gives you the contract.
And with this I sign, we shall become in all things familiar. And she will sign as well, plucking her finger to do so.
Okay, and after you sign, he grabs it from you and furls back up and poofs out of existence. He goes, in this day force, I am your familiar, and I will do as you ask. Is there a name you wish to give to me, my lady? If not, you can go by what they call me, Udrin, as I am called in the 9 hells. But as my master, yours, feel free to rename me. The Burning Hand turns towards you, Minako. Udrin is here for your command, my beloved. The Burning Hand walks up to you, Minako, and says, we have much to discuss. First off, how dare you tell the boy about our plans, beloved? What are you thinking?
He wouldn't have trusted me if I needed him to do... if he would interfere.
I told you to get close to the boy, the one who houses the goddess Myliki. Not this. I don't even care who or what he is. But... And he says, turning around and showing you his back, his wings unfurled out. We could use this to our advantage. If you have this boy wrapped around your fingers, maybe he can help. I need the one you call king before the seed of Myliki hatches within. If we want to be together, beloved, I need a body that can exist on this plane indefinitely. And he is a vessel already prepped for possession. I can't let Myliki have him, so I need you to make sure that the seed is not unleashed.
Your will be done. She lowers her head.
I need to move my plans up faster. I cannot risk losing this potential body, for once I have it, we can truly be together. I need you to get these items for me and perform a ritual. I need you to get a sunstone, leaf of the mandrake plant, a pinch of sulfur, a mermaid scale, and nightshade. I'm sure you could procure it in this magical city. Go into shops. I need you to brew a potion and give it to King. Then I can make my move.
Yes, I will get these things.
Excellent, Minako. And he goes ahead and places his hand onto your cheek and caresses it, and then ending on your chin and lifting it up so you can see eye to eye. We will be together, my love, and you'll have everything you've ever wanted. All your dreams will come true.
Finally, we can be together.
Yes. Now, you have Udrin here who can help you, and use him as a familiar. Let him guide you. You're his master now. I'm sure he's in good hands. Remember, I'm always watching. As he says that, he dissipates into shadows, and everything comes back into vision again, leaving just Udrin there in front of you.
There's kind of a moment where she's like hanging in the air, like as though he's still touching her, kind of just like melting into it a little bit before standing up straight and looking at Udrin and saying, "Can't you change your appearance for me? We don't want them getting suspicious."
Why, yes, I can be, who would you like, an animal, or a creature. I can turn to anything you wish. I'm a master of shape-shifting.
Good. Just something familiar like.
Would you like a bird, a snake, cat, dog?
How about a cat?
Excellent. A cat I shall be. And he starts to morph in shape, and fur begins to go, and he grow where his suit is, and his face becomes more feline, and then he shrinks into a small black alley cat. It begins meow, rubbing against your back and going in between your legs.
She kind of picks him up and let him sit on her shoulder, and then we'll go out and kind of use prestidigitation to kind of clean up the mess, and then go out to meet everyone else for the day.
All right. Meanwhile, what are the rest of you doing? You all waking up and leave your room. You can see each other down the halls as you all exit.
As I catch Horatio in the morning, walking out of his room for the day, I'm gonna shout out to him. Hey, Horatio, come check out this mural. This painting.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. And Horatio will walk over towards Cal.
And I show him the painting of Gaia.
As Horatio looks at the painting of Gaia, he takes a deep breath and kind of smiles a bit. It's a nice look.
Yeah, I thought there might be a little resemblance here.
Well, I mean, all we have is theories at this point.
Well, the more evidence that piles up, it becomes less of a theory and seems to point us in more of the way of the truth. And speaking of, look at this one behind you.
And I assume that you are pointing at the Erebus?
Yeah.
When I look at the one of Erebus, I just hear the voice in my head replay from when they were having the discussion about maybe we can use the chaos energy. And I say, it kind of looks familiar to him as well. He sounded just like him. We need to figure out who is Eros. I'm fearful it might be Alistair, but I hope it's not. We should figure out what we're going to do today. Where are the rest of the guys?
Oh, I'm sure they're further down the hall. This is as far as we can go, so... I haven't seen anybody else come out, have you?
No, actually. I guess we should go wait for them downstairs.
I guess. I think Minako would be the next room, right?
I mean, I'm not sure. No, I think so, yeah.
Duran, King, you guys are also awakened within the same view from the window. You awaken this morning. You hear noise coming from outside as your allies have awakened and left.
I am creeped out by the always listening house, but a bed that's comfortable as this sometimes is maybe worth it.
Yes, but I cannot help but wonder what the bed in the Gem District is like.
I would assume it would be probably a little less lavish and spacious as this, and then I'll sort of hop out of bed and wander towards the bathroom that's attached. And I'll say, come on, let's shower. I can hear some commotion outside. Let's get ready for the day.
I just think it's a little unfair that refugees coming in with no magic talent may not receive the same hospitality, even though giving anything to refugees is still kindness.
I agree, and we will rule our people and our civilization differently. Everyone should have a chance, but this is not our city, and we must follow the way of the land.
Then in our society, in our new world, who are the most valuable people? Have you thought of that?
I have been giving it some thought, and I think that all people have a place, and even those that are not as physically capable, or even as spiritually inclined, I'm sure have a craft or a skill that will aid the greater society. And we, meaning people who have a position of power or higher skill, must use our abilities to bring out the light in everyone.
I do not know how to tell who is the best at what, but I do know that you are meant to lead, and I trust your wisdom and judgment, my king. He says, planting a kiss on top of King's head. Now hurry into the shower.
I say, I appreciate your confidence, and I think that being a strong and wise leader requires multiple people's input. I am proficient in many skills, but not in a blade, so I am not qualified to make those judgments. More so you are than me, and that is how we will found our kingdom. We will find the leaders and bring them and have them excel. We will find leaders of multiple disciplines and get counsel from many people and spread the prosperity and goodwill and crafts among all. I don't know. I'm still working it out, but that seems like the most just and prosperous way to thrive. Don't you think so? And I'll open up the shower door and get in and continue the conversation as we get ready.
Okay, so you guys continue the conversation, bouncing back ideas until you finally prepare yourselves and dress and get clean and leave. You hear a commotion coming from downstairs. At this point, Cal and Horatio, were you waiting for everyone, or were you just heading somewhere in particular?
I assumed we wouldn't sit around and wait in the hallway like weirdos. We would just go to the kitchen because we know that's where, breakfast is at. Since we're the first ones up, should we make breakfast for everyone? We can give it a try. I mean, why not? Give them a rest. It's always King and Minako making breakfast. Minako more so. All right, we make our way to the kitchen.
All right, so as you continue making your way towards the kitchen, you walk down the glorious staircase, seeing the other side, the other corridor where you assume the library is located. You continue walking down, turning the corner, going down the large hallway, past all the statues and pictures until you get to a door that the construct had pointed to you as the kitchen. You open up these large double doors, and in it you see there's already pots and pans and things stirring and spinning, and walking out of the wall you just see appear, "Hello there! Breakfast is prepared. You can go to the dining hall. I'm just creating some snacks and desserts for afterwards, and also getting lunch ready. Do you need some guidance and assistance?"
I think I can remember how to eat, but
oh yeah,
thank
you. I appreciate it.
One moment, please, and then the construct closes its eyes, and then you see appearing out of the stone wall is another construct. And you notice that as they appear out of it, they're taking the shape of what object they've come from. So if they came from the wood, they've been wooden, and so on and so forth. But this particularly is like stone. And coming out, the exact replica of the construct says, "I can take you down to the dining area. Please follow me." "Thank you." "No, thank you," they say to each other as they begin leading you, as the one begins leading you to the dining area.
I give Horatio like a sideways look, like, what in the world?
Like Horatio's like, are they sentient?
I can't seem to figure this out, but let's just follow it.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder if it's the house itself, or maybe the fact that they said it was built on special magical lands. Is this an enchantment? I have so many questions. See like a little glow in Horatio's eyes as he looks around.
Right. So you were led into the kitchen, and there you were led into the dining area. The construct says, well, once you open up the doors, it's beautiful. There's a long rectangular table where it could seat, it looks like 20, 25 people, but there are plates at the head of the table, at closest towards the door that you entered, with food already there. It goes on probably for about another 100 feet, this large area, and leading out into what you see is a balcony where there's more seating areas, and the contract says, you can sit here, there's food ready, but we also have meals and drinks and food over out in the balcony where you can witness over the canals of the Light District. The waters are enchanted and are the same, similar to the protective waters of the moat when you enter the city. So you have no worries about any type of attack or anything from anyone. It's truly safe here, as well as spiritual, magical. But the choice is yours.
Horatio, why don't we go outside?
Yeah, sure. And Horatio gives just a once over again towards the housekeeper, or the, I don't know, like the butler, I guess.
One of the many
butlers. All right. And he kind of goes outside, turns around to go outside.
Excellent. We'll carry the rest of your food out there as well, and I will tell your friends to join you. Assistance, please. And out of these walls comes more matching constructs. And they all repeat, and they all gotta repeat simultaneously. Right. Understood. Good. And they walk on over, pick up the plates, and begin following you out there, moving the meal to the other room. So, Minako, you go ahead and hear the commotion happening down the stairs. As you walk down looking for your allies, you see the marble construct step out of the wall, look at you, and say, your friends are awaiting you, Master Minako. Please, right this way outdoors to the patio area where you can witness a fine array of sights and meals for you. This way, and begins leading you.
You mean you already cooked?
Well, of course. Meal has been prepared for hours and kept pristine and perfect through prestidigitation like magic.
Huh. I think I'm gonna like it here.
Excellent. Your comfort is our number one priority. This way, and it leads you through the same doors, going to that same long hallway until you see already being seated outdoors is Horatio and Cal. When you finally make it to the other side, you see there is a small gathering of constructs there, just serving everyone, sitting you down, placing napkins on your necks and legs while you sit to keep you clean. And it's kind of annoying. You're just like trying to bat them off, and they're being really insistent. But nevertheless, the sight is beautiful. And then as you look around, you see many of those tall buildings, people walking about. You have a little bit of elevation compared to the other areas. And looking down, you see the pristine, crystallized blue waters that flow throughout the canals. The purple hues on all the buildings kind of shining down. And you see the forever setting sky out into the distance.
Sure is bright around here.
Why, yes, of course it is. Through the power of the arcane here, we were able to at least come close to the effects of normal sunlight that happened thousands of years ago. It's all the popularity here in Thelos. It's almost like we have our own personal sun.
Yeah, it's a little bright, don't you think?
At this point, is Minako like
yeah,
outside
you see
with us at this
Minako
point,
get
or-
out and Minako's been talking to one of the other constructs and walks in, and you notice her, and she notices you. The construct goes to seat Minako right next to you.
She smiles and waves and then comes to join you guys.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
Minako.
You sleep well? This bed was so comfortable.
Yeah.
Minako, do you have a cat?
She really end up coming between her legs. Meow.
Oh wow.
I just thought,
Where did...
Hootie was just so useful, I thought I could use a familiar myself. And Horatio did teach me that spell. She kind of smiles at him.
Oh, nice to see you one with a cat. Who's very good at subterfuge.
I hope so. But I was thinking, he could see in the dark and he can climb. Plus, cats have a great sense of smell. She says, scratching his head.
He purrs and oh my god.
What's your cat's name?
Oh, he's called Luris. Yeah, he's very cute, don't you think?
Yeah, he's
Adorable.
cat.
The cat walks by, and as you get close to it, Horatio, it kind of gives you and then goes back towards Minako.
He's protective. And then she'll take a seat and kind of get the cat up on her lap and sort of put some of the extra food on one of the little plates nearby and put that over near him.
The cat, it's a little strange, but nothing strange enough where you make it gives you alert, but the cat looks over at Minako and just kind of stares at her for a second, and then looks back to the food and slowly begins eating it. Meow.
Say, oh, that cat has personality, huh?
It's taken to you very quickly, I see.
Well, didn't Hootie?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wasn't meaning it in a strange way, just attitude, I sensed it. That's what it looked like to me, at least.
Well, I think he's cute.
A little bougie.
Meow. And then continues eating. At this point, King Duran, you are finished dressing, and you hear a knock at your door. Master Duran, Master King, your friends are having breakfast. Do you need aid?
We're coming! Just wait outside for us.
Sure, I'll wait here, but if you need me, I can just enter or send another body in from the inside.
I don't think we need any more bodies inside here.
Certainly, whatever you wish. I'll be waiting here.
I'll quickly dress knowing that they're waiting and are eating. So I'll hurry up a little bit and then follow the house
construct
out, to the courtyard.
You open the door and you see the wooden house construct with the mahogany. It looks at you all. Ah, wonderful. Right this way, and it begins walking.
How long have they been waiting?
Oh, approximately 9 minutes.
Oh, not too long. Okay, thank you. Lead the way.
They can wait a little while longer, can't they? It's only 9 minutes.
Oh, we mustn't be late. We mustn't be tardy. That's a little bit rude, Master Duran.
What time... I'm going to change the subject. What time, shall we be expecting the guard inspection?
The guard inspection will be here in less than 45 minutes.
Perfect, thank
We've
you.
already received note that they're on their way here.
Great.
Right this way, and it continues moving down, gingerly down the hallway, until eventually you are brought to the outside as well, where your allies, you all notice that King and Duran have entered in. Please have a seat and enjoy the sights. We'll be right here if you need anything. And all 6 of them at this point of the house constructs step back, and they're just kind of around the grounds, staring at you.
Good morning, everyone. What's for breakfast? And I'll sit down and start eating.
Whatever you'd like to have.
Oh, what have you had today? What do you recommend?
I had some fruit. It's extremely fresh.
You know I love fresh fruit. I'll have some of that, and I'll scoop some into a bowl. Maybe a dollop of yogurt if they have any.
All that you ever could want seems to be here, from meats to eggs to yogurts, grains, even cereal.
Have you tried this? It's so sweet. She's just holding up a bowl of cereal.
No, what is that?
They put oats in it. It's sweet. It's really good.
Interesting. Maybe I'll have a small one. I haven't had a pineapple in ages.
And during this, you guys begin eating and completing your meal until about a half an hour or so passes. Then all of the house constructs go to alert and simultaneously look towards each other, then look at you. It seems the guests have arrived. And one of them walks out. I'll go get them and bring them here. Please remain. And goes ahead and leaves.
Okay, that's a bit off-putting.
I guess those are the guards that they said would be making an AM and PM visit.
I just mean the construct itself. I'm pretty sure it's listening, but...
What? You don't like it? King mocks.
Horatio kind of shudders a little bit. It's just off-putting. It's incredible magic, though. I have so many questions. I wish I knew who to speak to about it. I don't know if I could speak to them about it.
So are they more like Scarlet or like Nimble Rights?
It's kind of hard to tell.
After about 5 minutes pass, walking in, you do see the same guard who guided you here appear there. He goes, "Oh, welcome. Hi, everyone. Hi. I see you all made yourselves at home. Excellent. I hope you slept well."
Extremely.
Absolutely.
Oh, great to hear. So, just wanted to be sure that you were alright. We did hear news. Oh goodness, how fast you were able to get an answer. But a letter has been sent to the magistrate explaining everything you said. And lucky you. You have been granted audience with the king in about 3 weeks.
The entire kingdom of Shiverin depends on this.
And of course, they have heard. And for 3-10 days, you're able to meet up with the king. That's surely a great pleasure there. It takes mostly about a half of a year, if not more, to grant audience with him. So he understands how dire the situation must be.
3 weeks.
Did you pass along the additional information I gave?
Oh, of course, yes, I did. I did not receive anything that would show me otherwise, but I did let them know, so maybe that helped. 10 days. Ooh, so lucky.
I just don't think that will do for us. Is there nothing that we can do to petition a quicker audience?
Well, I mean, I did all that I can. There is the gala, but, well, of course.
Does a member of the Corporis Arcana gain faster audience?
I mean, they're invited to the gala, of course. All members of Corporis Arcana are invited there.
And when's this gala taking place?
In about 4 days.
And the king will be in attendance?
Of course, it's his gala.
I'll look towards the rest of the group and sort of raise my eyebrows and maybe we should try and do something there.
But he sees you looking at each other. It's only for the Corporis Arcana members, and even so, they like to select their people there. Please don't get any weird ideas. The 3-10 days, excellent amount of time.
We are not getting any weird ideas. Just trying to see if we can speed up the timeline is all. We wouldn't do anything untowardly.
And I believe you. But, I mean, if you wish to talk to the Corporis Arcana, maybe they can speak on your behalf. Who knows? I mean, everything's strange nowadays. You can go ahead and try to position to them, but they're the only ones. Them and the other nobles in royalty are invited to this gala.
Alright, thank you.
I'm curious, has there been any rumors about Shiverin down here in Thelos?
No rumors I can think of. We don't like to do rumors here in the Arcane Capital. All information is inspected by the Corporis Arcana, and that way our people are made to give the correct and true information.
Oh, so my apologies for misunderstanding. Has there been any news?
News? No. No news have been reported, no.
Everything's been hunky-dory and peachy.
Well, other than a few days ago with this undead rising, but thus is how Duskhaven is, and although we know that there's plight happening in the outside cities, we are sending our best Unity Knights to investigate and dispatch of this undead cur. That's why we have everyone stay within the city limits. Make sure you're guarded by your Heaven's Symphony, and you'll be safe. There's no unrest in Fellow. Well, is there anything else you need assistance with? I am your personal guide. I can take you wherever you need to go. Make sure you're supervised so you don't get lost or anything like that. Though as light members, you can travel on your own. Just, I'm here to be your servant.
And where can we find you when you're not in our service?
Oh, you can go to any guard station. They're littered all throughout the city. They can send note for me, and I'll make sure that I am brought to you as soon as I can. We have many magical means of transportation that can take us to your location.
Great.
Horatio.
Yeah.
What if we get you registered? That may help our cause.
Yeah. Horatio kind of looks a bit not exactly worrisome, but like knowing that chances are we're not gonna get any help from there might cause detriment. So I guess we'll reach out for you when we need you. I'd like to discuss some things. We'll maybe discuss our plans for the day.
Surely. Well, you know where to find me if you need me. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, House Constructs, for taking such good care of our guests. And they say simultaneously, it is our pleasure.
As he brings that up, I say, yeah, about that. Is it the house itself, or is it an enchantment?
Oh, the magics of here. I don't even truly understand it myself, but it's very powerful indeed. These are constructs that are one with the house itself, so they can stay within the house's perimeter and are the house.
Mandan, thank you very much. We'll be sure to call you when we need you, as Horatio said.
Mandan turns. Excellent. Goodbye now. Be safe. Be strong. May the Trias forever guide you, and the Aegis shield your backs. And he walks away.
Is it dome time? Dome talk?
What do you guys want to do? I mean, 3 weeks.
I think it's time to let's have a dome conversation. He would go into, I guess, the living room and place a dome in the center so that we can all just kind of sit there and talk.
So as you begin to walk to the living room, all of you get up as well, following Horatio. The house constructs go ahead and follow you as well. It's almost like a stomping procession behind you as they go to follow. And you make it to the living room, and then they all kind of stand there. You look back, you see they're just like waiting for our next command.
I say, we would like some privacy, please.
Oh, certainly. Sorry to intrude. And they meld into the wall.
Alright, and at that moment, Horatio would put up the dome.
While he's setting up the dome, Minako will take 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic to attempt to see if there are any magical sensors within the home.
Okay. So, Horatio, you complete the ritual after 10 minutes. You guys just kind of hanging about, waiting for Horatio to finish, running back to getting some last bit of the meals. None of the constructs show themselves. Eventually, you form the orb around you, Horatio, the dome. Minako, you also complete your hand symbols and items to ritually cast Detect Magic. In doing so, your eyes begin to glow, and you look around immediately. Everything around you is glowing. Enchantment magic, abjuration magic, and all other types of... no divine magic. There's mostly enchantment and abjuration. Some evocation.
Oh, this place has so much magic. Oh, but no magical sensors.
Magical sensors? No magical sensors, though you get a feeling similar to like a magical sensor from just the entire house itself. You probably surmise they did say that although they're not listening, as they said, they can always listen. So it might be something to do with that.
Okay, well, dome talk it is.
And all of you gather together and walk into the dome and meet up. So one after another, you appear into Horatio's dome. What would you like to discuss?
And as soon as everyone's in, Horatio says, alright, so I can go talk to the Corporis Arcana, but I don't think they would help
Why
me.
not?
Well, I was a student there, top of my class, but I left and became, and he kind of just gestures to the fact that he's a seeker.
Oh.
They're not too fond of
Can't you be in both?
No.
They don't seem mutually exclusive.
Yeah, no, you can't. It's actually kind of, I don't know if it's against the law, but it's definitely frowned upon and you can get in trouble and disavowed.
Can't you just, renew your subscription with them?
Well, I probably, but
You don't want to dedicate time, I
Horatio.
get it.
not just that. The reason why they might not help is because, so I'm basically a descendant of one of the founders of the Corporis Arcana.
Well, why wouldn't they help you?
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand how that. I don't understand how that hurts our cause.
I mean, they may be very upset. We can go and speak to them, but I mean, I went in, took all the learning that they provided, and then bounced out to another faction, basically.
Horatio, we have to do everything we can.
Oh no, I'm absolutely willing to go. I'm just letting you guys know it might backfire.
Well, you can just quit the Seekers and then join them again later.
They're not that forgiving.
But, if they want to, learn and grow, then people of their order need to, go and find those things, right? Just position yourself as an adventurer mage.
And can we fight anyone who disagrees with you?
I mean, if you want to fight 10 or 15 Horatios that are 10 times possibly stronger than myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Horatio,
Yeah.
just as your ancestor was a founder of this organization, you can found a new ground in magical artifact research. Isn't that not what the Seekers help do?
Yeah. I mean,
Just because it hasn't been done before. There was no Arcanum before your ancestor. They have to understand that, if they are so wise.
I mean, I can try.
Remember what I told you? Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. So I guess we should, first order of business, head over there, maybe?
It's our strongest lead.
So, do we tell them my situation to try and get an audience sooner?
Maybe the Arcanum would know a little bit more about your situation, and since they are the direct advisors, it could be of great importance that they get you to the king faster.
You should be careful, though. You
Alright.
never know how people in power handle those who are threats.
As long as we're together, though, we'll be okay, right?
I mean, surely the blessing of Myliki that touches this entire land would be most welcome to these people.
Haven't you noticed? They're more for the new gods, Matrius, than they are for the old. They might see King's situation as a threat.
They said that we can worship whomever we wish freely, but
Did. But if they find out that you're a vessel,
But surely the blessing of the heavens is more important than the source.
we can, I mean, it's completely up to you, King. They are information gatherers.
let's
So,
see how things go with the Corporis Arcanum, and then if we need it, then maybe we can mention that and use it as a push, but let's not show our hands right away.
Of course. I would rather be cautious as well.
Alright, so what is your plan? The day is yours.
I don't know if anybody has any shopping to do, but we decided that we're gonna go to the Corporis Arcana, so we'd go find what's his name? The guard?
Mandun.
Nandun?
Mandun.
Oh, Mandun. We go to the nearest guard outpost to look for Mandun.
I know we're in a big hurry, but I did want to see the shops.
And if we're going to be more than a week, which I would think would probably be the soonest, I would like to go back to the Dusk district and maybe speak with the druids of the forest. But the gala sounded pretty nice too.
Whoa. I haven't been to a gala in years.
I've only ever heard of them in stories. My parents used to tell me about the balls of the past they would throw.
Alright, so you guys are heading off and looking for a guard station or doing some shopping?
I mean, we would probably look for the guard station and get familiarized with where everything is at. We'd ask for where the shopping areas are at and where we can go register for the Corporis Arcana.
You said there was a Corporis office.
Yeah,
So guard station, then you're going to the Corporis office? Okay. So you all leave the dome and goes down. The house is empty to what you can just visibly perceive. You head down to because the living room was right across, though a little bit of a walk because it's a huge mansion, but across from the exit to get you back off into the main street. If there's nothing else anyone specifically wants to do, you would open up the door. The warm breeze hits your skin, and you exit off into the front courtyard that leads down quite a ways to your large gate perimeter. Exiting there, looking back and forth at all the statues of the gods and goddesses, hit the main street where several people are walking about. Most people are dressed in cloaks and full silk wizard-like mage garbs, as to not interfere with their magical casting, though there's a couple people wearing armor, though it's very few and far between, totally different from what you've seen in Shiver and other places usually. Looking up into the sky, you see the buildings that skyrocket up made out of glass and other types of material. Very beautiful, that purplish tint to it. There's a canal that's running with this blue glittering diamond-like water and bridgeways that to get across them. It's very beautiful. And people are giving you nods, though you are getting some stares. There, with your passive perception alone, you can tell there are some people, though it's not like everyone's, but there are some people who are definitely staring at you. And then when you lock eyes, they continue walking.
If I catch any glances, I'm going to actively wave at them.
When they see you, they shudder for a second, and then they wave back and give you a smile.
And then I'll say to the group, we have to impress the nobles and the local people. If we build our rapport here, we may have a better chance of of getting it in with the people. If the locals know us, then so nice to meet you. We're new here. As we're walking past people, I keep switching between talking to the group and waving to people, saying we got to make a good impression.
Duran kind of weakly smiles and waves at people as they walk by. King, I'm not very good at this.
Roll me a charisma check.
He's got this. Duran has rolled a 13.
13, not bad. You put on a smile and you look very impressive with your tall stature, your large body. People are not intimidated by it. They're more impressed, and they're just they kind of give you a nod. And as you smile at them, they wave back.
You're doing great. Who would not be impressed by you?
Yeah, at least they're friendly.
All right. And then you continue walking down. There are shops galore as you pass by, all different smells, and those who are tuned in the arcane can feel just different magical sparks coming from them. People going in and out and carrying objects that whizzes and woozes, spins and shudders, all types of things here, and everyone seems generally happy, happier than anyone. Even the people in Fia. Even Fia had a shadiness to it, but in Frostmoor. But here, everyone really happy, and blissful.
What a utopia!
Exactly. And though eventually towards a corner you see that there is a guard post. That same symbol, that magical circle on top of it, and a Unity Knight standing in there. You walk up and they notice you first and say, how can I help you?
I was waiting for King to talk, and then when I notice his silence I say, hi, we're trying to get to the building where you can register for the Corporis Arcana.
Oh, you're looking for Corporis Arcana? Well, you're not too far from there, so if you walk about 100 feet down this road here, make that left, you'll see the large building with the Corporis symbol on top of it. You'll be in, you can't miss it. There you can register and do whatever business you have there.
Sounds good, thank you. And where's the shopping district?
Oh, you're in the shopping district. I'm assuming you're new here.
Yes, first time.
Isn't it glorious? Praise be the Trius, to make such a wonderful town, a city such as Thelos. Praise be King Terminus for keeping us well protected.
Praise be. Alright, well, thank you for your help.
Be safe. May the Aegis guard your backs and the Trius be with you, it says as you start to walk away.
King visibly cringes each time they say, praise the Trius.
So eventually you continue walking down, passing all the shops. So you pass a bunch of magical shops, and they're all named. There's a shop that says The Devil Wears Nada, and you see people coming out there with fancy magical clothes, and as well as other arcane stores of patronage. But eventually you do turn the corner, and right before you do see the large building with the Corporis Arcana symbol, and purple-dressed wizards dressed in purple robes with the Corporis Arcana symbol on their cloak, walking in and out the building.
Horatio looks at the building, takes a deep breath. Alright, let's go.
Wait. Before you go in, I prayed for some extra knowledge this morning to make sure that we were in the best situation possible. And I'll, go to grab Horatio's hand, and then I'll say, through the whispers of the forest, we understand all languages, and I'll twin cast tongues on myself and you. And then now, we can speak and understand any language for an hour.
Okay, so you go ahead and cast this ability. And it seems like your magic's a lot easier here. It's been not normal everywhere else, or maybe a little bit more forced, but here, you casting this magic, one, your scar does not hurt at all when you cast it. Two, you're able to freely move around your fingers, so the somatic and the arcane words come here for you and flow better. But the spell takes its effect as normal.
Uses full spell slots, okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a -1.
No, yeah, there's no minus or anything, no plus or anything, but
okay.
You just feel that it's a lot better. Just to give,
There's no resistance to the weave, it just sort of happens more. It sort of understands and flows. Okay, cool. And then I'll say to him in Sylvan, which is I know a language he did not previously understand, as a test. Yes! Which is, you can hear me, right?
And he would attempt to reply in the same language. Yes.
It says the creature you touch has the ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language can hear the target and understand what it says. So you can't speak. You can talk back in any language, and whomever you speak that to will understand it innately. Okay. But you don't get the ability to speak in a language you don't know. But you can hear every language.
All right, so I would reply in common. Yes, I understood what you said.
Just in case they tried to speak in coded words, I figured, why not get the best advantage? And then I'll tap to my noggin. Let's proceed. We're right behind you, Horatio.
All right, and Horatio turns back around and begins walking up into the main entrance.
Duran, roll me a perception check.
Duran rolled an 8, but I'd like to use my first use of lucky of the day.
Sure, go right ahead.
There we go. He's now rolled a 19, which I will take.
19, nice. So you begin looking around and you do a double take because you thought you saw something and you're like, maybe that was something. Looking back, you see passing one of the buildings because you have to cross the street and people are walking back in the street, but you can easily make your way safely across as most people are just magically moving there, floating. You do see written on the side of one of the buildings a strange picture what looks more like ineligible scribblings, maybe some type of art that no one seems to have noticed, but you have, and you step back a little bit to take a look at it, and you see in what you recognize as this coded message, a thieves' cant advertising to come to the bloodland, those of you who are worthy. The bleeding blade shall be your weapon, and that's it.
Come to the blood. What was that again?
Come to the bloodland, those who are worthy. The bleeding blade.
L-E-N?
Yes, the bleeding blade shall be your weapon. And then, and the last thing you see is an address.
Duran tears down the little. Can you actually reach the advert?
Yeah, you can see. I mean, it's like painted on the wall, so you can't take it or anything, but you can reach it and touch it if you.
Duran is going to point at it and go, "Look, there's a message here. I learned how to read messages like this. I had a little Galzum tried to help me when I was younger, but Scarlet was able to help me a little bit. I think it says, come to the bloodland, the bleeding blade will be your weapon, and a location. Perhaps it's some kind of battle amongst cutthroats."
That sounds interesting. Are you interested in trying?
I'm sure Duran would fit right in.
Yeah.
I do not know much about this bleeding blade, but if our mission to get to the gala does not go as planned, perhaps these sorts of people would be a good resource for information.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I think they'd be great at it.
So you guys continue after seeing this thieves' canted message onto the wall into the Corporis Arcana. Horatio, you step up and twist the doorknob. Looks completely ordinary compared to especially all the other buildings who have strange ornate doors. This one's pretty plain. You put your hand onto the doorknob and feel a little bit of a jolt. Not painful. Turn the door, open it up. Inside you see it is extremely busy. interior. Wizards of all shapes or arcane practitioners of all shapes and sizes in different versions design robes, but most of them purple, though there are some black and mix in between, are running about chanting. It's loud and yelling at each other and things floating up. It's the complete opposite from the that you saw. And at the head there is a front desk area where people are walking about. There are several doorways that people are going in there, and there's floating papers around them and scrolls and other types of like paper and materials for information. But no one pays you any money.
Horatio kind of smiles a bit at it because it reminds him of school, and he would just walk forward towards the front desk.
Sitting at the front desk, you see is a tall human gentleman wearing black and purple robes and a square hat with a feather sticking out of it. He has several books attached to his side, even though he's sitting down, where there are several more paper in front of him. And people keep throwing paper down to him, and he's just using forms of like mage hand and prestidigitation to move it about and get them in order, as his desk is just filled with paperwork. He's stepping in front of him. He goes, what do you want? What do you want?
It is my first time in Thelos, and I need to register.
And he looks up to you and locks eyes. Register for the Corporis Arcana? Sorry, registration is closed. We're not accepting any more members. Testing has ended 2 months ago. Please come back in another 6 months. We have the secondary entryway. Thank you. Next!
I'm already a member.
Oh, another member. I'm sure I know most members of the Corporis Arcana, and I don't recognize you. What are you, from one of the other planes or something?
I'm from the Broken Lands.
And he kind of like puts down his paperwork. Sure, you jest. We haven't heard from the Broken Lands since the last conference. Well, if you can prove it, show me the insignia.
Horatio takes off his jacket and turns around so that he can see the insignia on his back, as he lowers his shirt a bit.
He looks at his eyes are open. He goes, your entire back is encoded with the insignia of the Corporis? Who are you? He says, putting down everything, sliding the papers over and getting closer.
I am Horatio Kane of the Dularian descendancy.
Everything goes silent. Everything just stops. Like, the hustle and bustle immediately stops, and everyone kind of turns, and you hear a very audible as everyone looks over you when you mention the name. The gentleman goes over looking for something on his side, and he picks up a pair of spectacles, putting it on his eyes, and then getting closer to you and inspecting. My word, please wait 1 moment. And he just gets up and leaves. Everyone there just kind of just looking at all of it. There's like a awkward
Horatio, they're staring at us.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen.
I told you your name would carry a little bit of weight around here.
So that's what that on your back was.
Yeah.
Did that hurt?
For the most part, you're kind of knocked out when it happens, so you don't really feel it. There's just some soreness afterwards.
Did it take a long time?
Well, I mean, yeah.
It was very impressive as a Horatio, and very functional, unlike mine.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that they do to brand you, I guess. Corporis Arcana tends to be for life.
As you guys are having your conversation, you feel immediately those two are trained in Arcana, feel like a magical shift in the atmosphere. Everyone's face turns and looks towards the center of the room that you guys are in, and the gentleman that had left comes running back, and he's panting. Everyone on best behavior. The Archmage is coming. The Archmage is opening up a portal. A doorway, please. Everyone could gather around, put your things down, prepare. The doorway's opening, and as he's speaking, you see like a cut into the air. A perfect slice down about 6 feet. From the air down into the ground, and then as this slice open, the actual fabric of space-time begins to split apart but as it does, it's weird because that image of what you saw, like the actual room seems to shift and open up, and inside as the doorway it opens up, you see a white light shining out. Eventually the shadow of a person appears until they finally cross the threshold, and you see a 6'3", bald-headed, dark-skinned gentleman wearing bifocals and beautiful golden and purple robes on. enter in here. His hands are cupped into the sleeves, so you cannot actually see them, and his eyes are like shut. His eyes are shut. Walking forward, and he goes, "Where's the one who claims to be the Dularian?"
Horatio sheepishly walks up and says, "That is me."
He steps out, and the doorway closes behind him as space-time folds back into itself, becoming proper once again. That feeling that you felt of the altering atmosphere dissipates. You see him there, and then you see him glide forward, not touching, like just his toes barely touching the ground, but he moves so quickly that it's almost like a shimmering after image appears before him, zips in front of you, and looks you directly in the eye. And he's much taller. He's matching that of Duran, and he looks down at you, his bald head shimmering in the light that's happening. Show me your back.
I would turn around again and show him.
I know you say you had only gave a little bit. Are you taking it all off, or just the?
Yeah, I'm taking it all off. Like just bringing the.
Alright, so you take off your shirt, putting it down, revealing, and you all see on Horatio's back is a beautiful, multicolored, very detailed magical circle that is so intricate that your eyes almost hurt staring at it. There are different colored orbs at each of the points on side of this circle, and the gentleman takes out a magical wand and finally revealing, his eyes still closed, finally revealing a wand that he's been holding onto his sleeves, takes it, puts it to his tongue, and then puts it onto Horatio's back. Horatio, you immediately know what this is. It's just a scanning of your identity. As you know about your tattoo is like your identification, and those who are more important, more powerful, or higher in the organization have bigger tattoos, and yours is, while others might have, your friends had them on their arms, their wrists, and things like that, your entire back is extremely detailed. But nevertheless, he goes ahead, taking the wand and place it directly in the center of the magical circle. And Horatio, this is not pleasant, as you know, and the circle begins to turn and different points begin to glow, and as the actual design of the tattoo changes in shape and reorients itself, and so once he releases, it changes back, and he looks over and goes, you bear the mark of the Dularian. You are indeed Horatio. Well, look, I've heard the stories of the great Dularians, and how the bloodline has been muddied with not only one but two traitors. And here you are coming back here in Duskhaven. What do we owe the pleasure? He looks around at the crowd that's still staring at him, and eventually the one guard gentleman kind of cuts you off and then runs up the side and says, Archmage, and he goes ahead and gives him the bow. The Archmage returns in a similar bow fashion towards him. You know this is a normal Corporis greet. And he goes, "Don't interrupt me. I'm speak unto the Dularian." "Oh, that right," and he runs back once again. "Come, you can tell me everything about what happened. Step to my arcane gate. It would take us back to the headquarters. Your friends can come too. You have much to answer for, and I'm only giving you this because of your name. You can speak your tale. Just leave here. There are ears who can't hear all of this. Step to the arcane gate, all of you." And he goes ahead and makes somatic symbols that you recognize because you can cast it as arcane gate, but he's adding more to it that seems to be amplifying the power, bending the fabric of time and space itself, splitting apart until the white light is shown again. "Come." And he steps through.
Cal follows closely behind.
Not skipping a beat, King pulls Duran's hand and...
Duran grips King's hand harder in the face of all this magic.
Alright. So, zoom, zoof, zoop, 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 as you all walk in, and the doorway closes behind you. Everything's bright. You cover your eyes for how bright it is. Nothing's been brighter since you've been here. But eventually that fades, and you feel your insides kind of bend in and out. It's not very comfortable for those who have not traveled through the arcane gate before, or even if you only done it once or twice, it's still off-putting. But you do pass through, and then before you, everything goes from white and begins to slowly reappear and apparate around you, showing what you see before you is a large lake. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a large field of grass and rocks. The wind is blowing, and you turn around and you look down, and you see just thousands of feet below the city of Thelos. Around you see different statues and a gateway that is opened up, and you walk through it, just trying not to get, because you're close to the edge, you appeared right at the edge, but you continue walking to get away from that so you don't fall over, and pass through the threshold and see before you a humongous castle full of, you don't know how much rooms and how many doorways, but it's just packed. There are windows that go up higher than what you can see, as well as the clouds starting to form at the very top of it. You see riding mythical beasts, different wizards, and everyone kind of either teleporting their way to where they're going, like they're in one place and all of a sudden you see them jump across the other side, continue walking in there, as well as flying about. Lots of people with books and wearing uniforms. The gentleman says, "Come with me. We have much to talk about, and you have much to answer for your crimes, Horatio Kane Dularian." And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
No! Horatio's not a criminal!
No!
Dude.
No! That can't be true.
I saw that coming.
Fuck that shit. We will go to court. We will bring this up to the Supreme Court of Wizards. Whoever we have to. There's no fucking way we're letting anyone put Horatio behind bars.
I feel like we're about to talk to the Supreme Court of Wizards.
Oh, well, Durand is scared.
On this plane of existence.
So from the first chapter to the last page, we thank you so much for listening. We love you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.